Hi guys, good morning. Hope you're all doing well. So we're going to continue our unit on the age of exploration. And specifically, we're going to look at some of the technology and the technological advances that were used to be able to make it possible for Europeans to explore lands they had never explored before. So before we do that, just a very quick recap on the age of exploration, what it is, time period. You can see it right here. And essentially, it's when European explorers went out to look for new places to be able to sell goods, trade goods with other people. The time period, as you can see, was 1400s to 1600s, almost the exact time period of the Renaissance, a unit we just finished up. So, what contributed to the age of exploration? Um, and what we're going to be focusing on today here uh, is this new technology that started popping up that really made it possible for explorers to be able to explore, or European explorers. Don't worry about the second one and the third one. We will be talking more about that as the unit goes on. Okay, so new technology. Well, Portugal, as again you should remember from our last lesson, was the first European country on the scene. And the big reason for that was this guy named Prince Henry the Navigator. He started what was called navigational schools. And essentially, what that did was it made for really good sailors and navigators because they were much more educated and much more knowledgeable about sailing. Um, and of course, a big impact on that is, well, Portugal now has all these really knowledgeable sailors that can know what they're doing when they're out on the open seas. And Portugal also developed this ship called a caravel. You can see it pictured here. It was much faster and easier to maneuver um, than its predecessor, this old sailing ship to the right. And a big reason for it was these sails here. These sails can move, and so they can move with the wind. So it doesn't matter which direction the wind is going. If you have wind, you can go in whichever direction you choose to go. Whereas this one to the right, you were at the mercy of the wind. If you wanted to head east, but the wind was going west, well, you were going to go west. So the big impact here is, well, now the Portuguese can sail any direction they want, and they can go to a lot of other places. And these were much smaller, so they could explore the coastlines and of all these new lands and write much more accurate maps, which we'll get to in a moment. Okay, and then you can see two other tools. The magnetic compass to the right, you're probably very familiar with. And if you aren't, essentially, it used the idea of magnetism. So the North Pole is a big magnet on the Earth. And so this magnet would help sailors to know which direction they were heading to. So, of course, they were much more accurate with their direction, which was obviously a big impact on explorers. The astrolabe, similar to the compass, helped sailors to figure out where exactly they were on the globe. Um, and they would use the sun and the stars to figure out their latitude on a map. All right. And then finally, they had much more accurate maps because of all these navigational tools. With accurate maps, um, uh, sailors that came after these guys that created these maps would be able to sail much more accurately and not get lost and know exactly where they were heading. Huge impact for sure. Okay, so that is a very brief overview of some of the navigational tools and technologies that really helped explorers to be able to explore more accurately and further than they ever had before. You will be doing an assignment, which is listed in Google Classroom. There is a video explanation of how to do that as well. So go ahead and check that out, and I hope this helped you guys out.